Welcome, parents. Today I'm going to review with you our Parent Power book. Each of you will have the opportunity to read the book along with us as we go over how to empower you as parents. This book is by Carolyn Brewer, and we were lucky enough to have her Skype in with us on our first training. Today I'm going to read you a passage from her Parent Power book, which will guide you as a parent to know how to support your child at home and why it's so important to get them excited about reading. Come join me. It's called Why I Read. I read to discover things, I read to uncover things, I hug a book like it's a diamond ring. I read lyrics that make me want to sing. Sometimes I read like crazy, can't call us readers lazy. I hurry up and read real fast. Hopping from the bus or the train, sometimes though I read slow to make the story last. I read to answer the questions that disturb my sleep. Reading solves puzzles for me that run really deep. Reading helps me remember good times I once had, and it helps me forget all that was bad. I read with the excitement of summer and spring. I read 'cause ain't nothing better I can do for this brain. I read with hope that for better our world will soon change. I read myself out of nightmares, right into my dreams. I read because it gives me information that I don't know. I read Langston Hughes poetry 'cause the brothers got flow. I read 'cause I got doubts. I read 'cause I have faith. I read to keep from shouting or smacking someone's face. When I'm in pain, I can't stop the rain. I read. I read to see the beauty in all of our lives. I read because it's much better than hearing people shuck and jive. I read to quiet the voices screaming inside of me, saying stuff like, I'm bored. How are you gonna do that? Forget it, it's impossible. Well, just wait and see. I read to find the light. Sometimes it is out of my sight. I read when it's hard. I got my books by the yard. I read when it is silent, just me by myself. I read on accident, you know. There's signs on buses and trains and buildings, just like everybody else. I read because it's a gamble, risky like love. I read because I'm taking myself to a place high above. I read because it's power, like money on a stardom. I read because I'm worth it. It can get me to Harvard. I read because Dr. Ben Carson found a way to save lives. He read 2 books a week as a kid. Became a world-famous surgeon. Oh, yes, he did. When I open a book, I open a door to places near and far away. Rumbling, hustling, and bustling. At least that's what the authors say. I take their word for it, 'cause they know how to make my imagination come out to play. When I read, I see dead people, and alive ones too, who are black, white, red, yellow, and brown. In books, they choke back tears, turn up their lips, and sneak around corrupt little towns. I will never stop reading, no matter the struggle or strife. See, my ancestors hardly got the chance. So that's inspiration for life. Nobody will cut my ears if they see me with a book, or slice my back with whips that bend me to shame. Reading helps me make my future and boldly reclaim our people's proud history. We are no longer in chains, so wipe your weeping eyes. I read because Maya Angelou told us we've got reason to rise. I rise and I read because reading sets me free, and free I plan to stay. So if you don't like my reading friends, adios, and I wish you a nice day. Yes, dear ones, indeed. Like the Lion and the Wizard of Oz, I say, I do love to read. That little excerpt was from Carolyn Brewer, again, Parent Power, which you can come and borrow from our library at any time. They are your books to mark up and read. And as we just read Why I Read, I'd like you to reflect and think as a parent, how are you going to help your child read? What empowers you? What will empower your child at home? What do they like? What are their interests? Will you be on the train the next time or the bus and be thinking about how to talk about the signs that they see? Or reading a book at home and snuggling up and discussing that little character who's the puppy who's run away? What are the ways you are going to empower your child at home to find a love for reading?